Welcome to the weekly Forex forecast. Today we're going to go through some dollar pairs, yen pairs, gold, silver, oil, Bitcoin, or whatever I have lined up for you. So let's get on with it. Whatever's going to be said in this video is only for education purposes, not financial advice, only my personal opinion. So let's get on with it. Let's start out with what is important for this upcoming week. First of all, we have the FOMC on Wednesday at around 8 p.m. GMT plus 2, which is like Berlin, Paris time. Depending on where you're from, that will vary. Then the next thing is we have Bank of England meeting as well this week. So two very important events for this week. When you're coming into EURUSD, here we have a bearish trend. Don't gonna lie about that. Price is going lower. Now, what are you going to expect for next week? We're expecting 1765 or 1783. And then falling down to 1660. Now, it all depends on the FOMC on Wednesday. The market can actually be very strong at the gold gate on tomorrow, and we can go straight to take profit. That could be either with 1660 or 1850 area, depending on which the market wants to take. The other thing is, what we are expecting now is, are the Fed going to taper? Or are they not going to taper? Currently, the market has kind of like, well, we might be going on to transitionary. And so far, that has been pricing in is actually dollar bullishness. So, if you're expecting dollar bullishness for next week, that is your only plan. If you are a dollar bear and you're thinking, hey, dollar is going to fall, that is what will be happening. Well, you have a very bad position at the moment. You don't have any reversal, you have a lower low, you have to wait for your setup. So at the moment, you can only sell USD at this current moment, and the current prices that I would like for you to see was at least 1764, 1787 down to 1660. Let's see how that goes. For pound dollar, we saw a lot more buyers coming in, and well, that was up until this time, until pound now started to fall again. Now, if you look into pound and dollar strength, I think we can actually come down to 136.50. And why would you say so? Because currently what they are pricing in and what we're expecting the Fed to do is kind of normally the same, unless they are going to surprise us, which we don't think. So if you get prices at around 138, that's kind of what you're hoping to sell. If you are a buyer, I don't envy you at the moment. You don't have a bullish price action. You don't have any bullish prices. You don't have any bullish reversals. You don't have any targets for sellers. You don't have anything that could say that you should be buyer of pound dollar. Technically, fundamentally, you could be definitely a buyer, but currently you don't have that at this Sunday open. The next one is pound yen. I hope that you are able to see that, well, this is still bearish or not bullish at all. Or at least this was a range. It tried to break higher just to go up to sell price, come back up again, maybe at 151,500 area, and then coming down to 149.90. On all the pairs that I mentioned so far, please keep your stop loss above previous level. Keep please your stop loss at least 50 pips. So that you have enough room for you to hold your trades over time. Also, don't risk more than 1%. There's no necessary to risk more than 1% of your trades. The other thing is COT report, and generally speaking, as you can see, well, both of buyers on euro took profit, but on dollar, that is kind of the symptomatic for, generally speaking, the whole COT report this week is that US dollar was increasing and Mr. Short was going away. So, risk off, generally speaking. The only thing that's odd is that there's 30,000 more contracts long. How does that mean? That means that hedge fund managers that is currently in the market have become very much bullish on the pound. You're wondering why? Because right now, I think this week we were more likely to be raising interest rate in pound next year or earlier than expected, and there's going to be a BOE meeting this week. So we might get some guidance there, but you also need dollar bearishness to be buying pound dollar or pound yen, depending. So you need, currently pound is strong, dollar is strong, so not really a great place to be like, well, we should be buyers. Well, wait for it. It might come, okay? Coming into New Zealand dollar, lower low, lower high. You know, straightforward. I made this line sometimes last week, and we came up to sell price. Well, if we're coming back up again at around 70.80 area, and then falling down to 16.60 area. That's kind of what you would generally say and look for if you were a seller. If you're a buyer, there's no market for you here right now. Unless you get a higher high. You don't have that at the moment. So, well, it is what it is. What is your fundamental bias at the moment? What do you think America is going to do? And how do you think that's going to affect the market and the dollar? Well, that is your fundamental analysis. You need to look into how the CPI is going, inflation, unemployment. You need to look into PMIs, services, manufacturing. That can say something about the future. What is the trend at the moment on those indicators and all the others. Find the trend on the indicators. Then you might have a much better chance, at least, to get something right. Well, the market can do absolutely opposite of what you think it's going to do, but keep to your bias. Okay? So sells of the central pivot at around 70.70 is kind of the best price, the best thing to do this week. USDCAD, higher high, straightforward. We would expect CAD to be weak at the moment because, one, you have uncertainty about the election coming up, depending on who's going to win. That might also weaken the CAD. We have stronger oil, though we are supposed to have stronger CAD because of that. But in this year, we haven't had that correlation that we really want to have between between CAD and oil. So it is what it is, I guess. So if you get price down to 127.13, either on FOMC or throughout the week, could be a buy price for you. But if it goes below 126.25, okay, cool. Then take your loss. Then you go somewhere else. Then you go to Bahamas and you wait for your buy price again. You know, follow the trend, follow the market. Don't do stupid things. Do it simple, okay? Now, I want to go to US oil just after USDCAD. Where do I think this is going to go? That was rised up this week. Also, the COT report also indicates bullish coming in. Well, there was a different one that comes in, I think it was on Wednesday or whatever it was, where China said, well, they are going to sell off some of their storage. Well, why? How is that going to affect the market? Well, that's not going to increase the US oil price, at least. That's probably going to lower it. Well, as long as you still have inflation in America that is still going well, this is probably going to go higher. Now we are at 71.89. If we now go into some kind of sell-off in the stock market, some bullishness, still continued bullishness on the dollar, we might also see some US oil weakness. But don't hope for it. Don't hope for it. You don't have bearish price action at the moment. You still have higher highs and higher lows. And 71.14 is your buy. And if you lose money on this one, there's no need to be buying US oil just for the fun of it. Okay? Wait for it to make a higher high. Wait for it to probably go above 73 and take the pullback. There's no shame in waiting for your prices here, people. Okay? Wait for your prices. Let's go to maybe Bitcoin. I think it also is very interesting for you to look at. I said last week, I remember that one. Look at that one, eh? That was your buy. And that was your target. Okay. I guess that went, something. That went nice. Well, at the moment, where are we now? We are at the moment here at 48,049. Okay, what do you expect for this week? We expect price to maybe come down to 47,000 and then going higher. How do we say that? Well, that's because we believe this is going to go higher. Now, if price comes up to 51.20, be aware. That is resistance. That is take profit for the buyers. That is also a reversal here that has not been tapped into, so that can maybe send this one lower. So if you have buys at 147,000, 51,200 might be an area you should look into taking profit at. I don't know. It's up to you. Okay? Great. And then the next one you should look at is silver. Silver is lower low. Sold off. Okay? Pure bearishness. Maybe pricing coming up to 122.80 or 123's area and going down to 21.53. What I'm seeing right now in the markets is that we have more and more risk off. So we might have stock market falling, dollar rising, silver falling, gold falling. Okay? Now just take random yen pairs just to show you New Zealand yen. How is that going for you? Eh? So first of all, we broke lower of 77.80. Okay, this price here. Sorry, this price here. Then I just want to take away my premium points just for the fun of it. Okay, we broke lower here. What do you do next? Okay, what do you do next? What is your trading tell you to do? Lower low, lower high, sell. Lower low, lower high, sell. Now we add our premium points and say, well, we might see that price goes down all the way down to 76.60. Okay. Now, if we fall, if we come here by Wednesday, before Wednesday, please take your profit and run away. Because if we get a surprise and this one starts rising pretty fast on Wednesday, I don't know if you do that, but it can happen, okay? It can happen. Don't be stubborn just because you think, well, this cannot go higher. Yes, it can. Okay? Always be in the best position that you can ever be in. Okay? Don't go around and be full of yourself and say, it's never gonna rise. It will in the end. Okay? All right. So I think we might actually go down to 75.80 area. We still have some left of this month. We are still 18th of September. So we still have something to do. Okay, great. Fine. And pound yen. We do pound yen? Did we do pound yen up there? Well, let's see. If we did pound yen. We did pound yen-ish. So, yeah, we did pound yen. Okay, so up to 150, 160, down to 150, 149 area. Okay, cool. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Unless you get a higher high, then you can start buying. But not now. Not at this level. It is at support, but it's a lower low support. So I can't make you do that. Okie dokie. Today we're going to go fast. Okay. So gold, ladies and gentlemen. Finally, we have come to where you want things to do. So what is happening here? Let's now smooth it out long and nice. Okay. So first of all, somebody bought here, and I am pretty angry at them for buying. There's no buys here. That is a lower low. That is a lower low. And if you buy here, stop trading. You're just making losses, okay? That is sell price. Oops, that was wrong. That is a sell price. Sell price. And as long as we are below 70.80, we are at sell price. I mentioned two prices for you this year that we can fall down to. It is 17.60 we are at right now, give or take, or 16.60. That is still in the books. So what do you do next week? If we get the dollar strength that we continue to see, we are seeing gold to fall. Now we already got into 17.70 this week. If we go lower low, catch the pullback. If we go a bit higher, well, you're allowed to sell as long as we are below 17.90. Do we get up to 17.90? You can still only sell it. There is no buys here, okay? No buys whatsoever. If you are a buyer, wait. Take a break, do something else, because fundamentally, or sorry, technically here and fundamentally, we are at the moment screwed to the downside. I'm sorry. It is what it is. Sentiment-wise, by central banks, by governments, they're not buying gold. So gold falls because there's not even enough buyers there. COT report says not enough buyers there. So, okay. last thing, Aussie dollar. I forgot to do that, but yeah, lower low, lower high. That is kind of the last thing we should do today. Where should you target to this week? We should target down to 72.10. That's everything for me. Stop loss above 73.20. Entry at around 7300. That's enough for me. Have a good day and take care. Boom.